Good morning, everyone. I am Jayalakshmi from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science from the college Vailtech Multitech Dr. Rangarajan Dr. Shakuntala Engineering College. I am here to discuss about the topic Machine Learning Life Cycle under the course Machine Learning Techniques. Before discussing about machine learning, we have to know about what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is nothing but the ability of the computer to perform tasks that are usually done by the humans. AI is a simulation of human intelligence in machines performed to think, reason, and learn. The main goal of artificial intelligence is mimic cognitive functions such as learning, reasoning, and problem solving. Cognitive mimic is nothing but the ability of artificial intelligence system organizing or even behaviors to emulate cognitive process. It can involve replicating human-like thoughts patterns, decision making, or learning strategies. So chatbots, self-driving cars, and image recognition systems are some of the examples of artificial intelligence. The next is the applications of artificial intelligence. There are various applications of artificial intelligence. Some of them are here. Under healthcare, we have disease diagnosis, personalized medicine, robotic surgeries, and medical diagnosis, predictive analysis, drug discovery, and personalized medicine. The next application is finance. Under finance, we have fraud detection, credit scoring, automated trading, and we have algorithmic trading, risk assessment, and customer support. The next application is retail. Under retail and e-commerce, we have recommendation system. Some of the examples of recommendation systems are Amazon and Netflix. The next is inventory management. Inventory management is nothing but predicts demand and optimizes stock levels. The next is dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is nothing but adjusts the prices based on factors like demand, competition, and user behavior. The next is other domains such as transportation, manufacturing, and education. So apart from this, we are having some other applications such as energy, entertainment and media, agriculture, cyber security. NLP is nothing but natural language processing, environment and sustainability. Under environment and sustainability, we have climate modeling, wildlife modeling, and waste management. Under cyber security, we have the applications such as threat detection, user authentication, and anomaly detection. The next comes our machine learning. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence and computer science which focuses on the use of data and algorithm to intimate the way that human learn, gradually improving its accuracy. Machine learning has given the computer system the ability to automatically learn without being explicitly programmed. The main purpose of the life cycle is to find the solution to the problem. Machine learning is a buzzword for today's technology and it's a growing very rapidly day by day. We are using machine learning in our daily life even without knowing it, such as Google Maps, Google Assistants, Alexa, etc. Machine learning is much similar to data mining and it also deals with a huge amount of data. Machine learning uses data to detect various patterns in a given data set. It can learn from past data and improve automatically. It is a data-driven technology. Some applications of machine learning are image and speech recognition. Example of this is facial recognition and voice assistant. The speech recognition we have while using Google, we get an option of search by voice. It is a process of converting voice instructions into text, and it is also known as speech to text or computer speech recognition. So example for this is Google Assistant, Alexa, Siri, and Cortana. Recommendation systems. The next application is recommendation systems. So under this we have platforms like Netflix and Amazon. Predictive analysis. Predictive analysis, we have weather forecasting and stock predictions. The next is our natural language processing. So this intermediate between the human and the machine learning products, that is sentiment analysis chatbots. Now the next is autonomous systems. So the example for autonomous systems is self-driving cars and drones. Next comes the types of machine learning. Under machine learning, we have three main types such as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So the additional type is that semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised learning is nothing but it is the combination of supervised and unsupervised learning. The first type is our supervised learning. Supervised learning, the type of machine learning in which machines are trained using well-labeled training data, and on basis of that data, machines predict the output. So generally, supervised learning uses the labeled data. So example for this is predicting house prices. Some other example algorithms are k-nearest neighbors, decision tree, naive Bayes, logistic regression, supervector machines. The next type is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is the learning in which the machine learning is done using unlabeled data. So unsupervised learning uses unlabeled data. So example for this is customer segmentation. The next type is the semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised learning combines labeled and unlabeled data. Example, partially labeled document classification. That is nothing but it is the combination of supervised learning as well as the unsupervised learning. The next type is reinforcement learning. This learning is nothing but learns through interaction. So with the help of the interaction, the reinforcement learning is done. The example for this is gameplay in artificial intelligence. The next is the types of learning problems. During the learning, we'll be facing many problems, such as classification, predicting categories. Classification algorithms are used when the output variable is category, which means there are two classes such as yes, no, male, female, true, false, etc. Some examples are decision tree, k nearest neighbors, SVM, naive Bayes. The next is the regression. The regression in this type of learning problems will be facing the predicting continuous values. For example, house prices and temperatures. Regression algorithm are used if there is a relationship between the input variable and the output variable. It is used for the prediction of continuous variables such as weather forecasting, market trends, etc. Some examples are the linear regression and logistic regression. The next is the clustering. Clustering is, as the name implies, it's nothing but grouping of similar data points. Example for this is customer segmentation. Clustering is a method of grouping objects into clusters such that objects with more similarities remains into a group and has less or no similarities with the objects of another group. So example for this is k-means clustering. The next is the dimensionality reduction, that is reducing feature space. The next is the anomaly detection, that is identifying outliers. Some other types of machine learning problems are data quality issues. That is nothing but which involves noisy data, missing data, outliers, data imbalance. The next is the data quantity issues. In data quantity issues, we include insufficient training data, data sparsity. The next is the model complexity issues. Model complexity issues, we have overfitting and underfitting. The next is the bias issues. In that issues, we'll be having data issues and algorithmic issues. Some other learning problems are curse of dimensionality, non-stationary, interpretability, and slow implementation and results, irrelevant features, getting bad recommendations, data drift, and lack of skilled resources. So in that, data drift is nothing but still machine learning model showing same recommendations to the customer while customer expectations has been changed. So this is called data drift. The next is the machine learning problems. Machine learning problems We have, despite its potential, machine learning faces several challenges and issues, including theoretical, practical, and sociological aspects. So, under this, we have overfitting. Overfitting is nothing but the model learns noise instead of underlying pattern. The causes for this is exclusively complex models and insufficient data. The solution for this is regularization, cross-validation, simpler model. The next is the underfitting. In underfitting, we have the model fails to capture the complexity of the data. The causes for this is oversimplified models, insufficient training. The solution for this is more complex models, feature engineering. So, in artificial intelligence and machine learning are transformative technologies. They find applications across industries and enhance decision making. Understanding the life cycle and learning types is crucial for efficient implementation. The next is the continuous learning and innovative or key to leverage the artificial intelligence. The next is the machine learning life cycle. Machine learning life cycle is a cyclic iterative process with instructions and best practices to use across defined phases while developing an machine learning overload. The machine learning life cycle adds the clarity and structure for making a machine learning project successful. So we are having seven main stages in the machine learning life cycle. Some of them are a problem definition. Problem definition is nothing but defining objectives and requirements. The mainly before producing a model, we will be defining the objectives and requirements. So next is the data collection. So based upon the requirements, we will be collecting and gathering the relevant data, which is similar to our recommendations or our requirements. The next is the data processing. Data processing is nothing but we will be clean and prepare the data. That is, we will be processing those data to our required form. The next is the feature engineering. In feature engineering, we'll be creating the meaningful features. The next is the model selection. Model selection is nothing but we'll be choosing the right algorithm. So based upon our requirement, we have to choose the right algorithm which will be suits for our model. The next is the model training. So after selecting those algorithm, we will be training those model. Training is nothing but processing the data. Okay? The next is a model evaluation. Model evaluation is nothing but, as the name implies, that is assess process using metrics. So using some metrics, we will be measuring the performance of our model. The next is the hyperparameter tuning. In hyperparameter tuning is nothing to optimize model parameters. So based upon some parameters, we'll be optimizing our model. Next is the deployment. Deployment stage is nothing but integrate the model into production. That is, we'll be producing those models and we'll be giving into the real world. Next is the model monitoring. In monitoring, we'll be continuously evaluate and retain. So after giving those products to the customer, we have to continuously evaluate and retain whether our model is correct or not, whether it suits to the real world. Next is the steps of machine learning life cycle. Machine learning life cycle is a step-by-step process that guides the development and deployment of machine learning models. It includes stages such as problem definition, data collection, model training, evaluation, and monitoring. Here are the basic seven steps of machine learning life cycle. They are gathering data, data preparation, data wrangling, analysis data, train the model, test the model, and deployment. So this is the machine learning life cycle diagram. So since it is a life cycle, the stages that are comes under the machine learning are in the cyclic model. So one has to follow the next step and it follows by the next step. Under the steps of machine learning life cycle, the first step is data gathering. In data gathering, we need to identify the different data sources as data can be collected from various sources such as files, database, internet, or mobile devices. The quantity and quality of the collected data will determine the efficiency of the output. So in that we will be identifying various data sources, collect data, and integrate the data obtained from the different sources. By performing the above task, we get a coherent set of data called as the data set. The goal of this step is to identify and obtain all data related problems. So ultimately in gathering data, we'll be collecting and gather all the data, so whichever will be related to our model. The next step in machine learning life cycle is data preparation. Data preparation in machine learning is the process of making raw data ready for the analysis and processing. It involves collecting, cleaning, and labeling data so that it can be used by machine learning algorithms. So we need to identify and to collect the data. We need to prepare it for further steps. It is a step where we put our data into a suitable place and prepare it to use in our machine learning training. We put all data together and then recommendise the ordering of the data. So its steps can further divide into two processes such as data exploration and data pre-processing. In data exploration, it is used to understand the nature of the data that we have to work with. We need to understand the characteristics, format, and quality of the data. The second one is the data processing. In data processing, that is the process of preparing the raw data and making it suitable for the machine learning. The third step in machine learning life cycle is data wrangling. Data wrangling is the process of transforming and structuring data from one raw form into the desired format with the intent of improving data quality and making it more consumable and useful for analytics or machine learning. It's also sometimes called as data mining. Data wrangling is a process of cleaning and converting raw data into a usable format. It is a process of cleaning the data, selecting two variable to use, and transforming the data in a proper format to make it more suitable for the analysis. In the real world application, collected data may have various issues, including missing data, duplicate data, invalid data, and noise data. So we use various filtering techniques to clean the data. So these process will come under the data wrangling. Next step in machine learning life cycle is data analysis. Data analysis is nothing but evaluating the data. Machine learning techniques such as classification, regression, cluster analysis, association, etc. They build the model using prepared data and evaluate the model. So this step involves a selection of analytical techniques, that is, the techniques which will be suitable for our requirements. Next is the building models. The model we have to select to build in our models. Review the result. After building the model, we have to continuously review those results. The main aim of this step is to build a machine learning model to analyze the data using various analytic techniques and review the outcome. So ultimately in data analysis, we will be evaluating, reviewing the outcome. The next step in machine learning life cycle is the train model. This train model is the key step in machine learning life cycle. Training a model in machine learning is the process of teaching of machine learning algorithm to identify patterns and predict outcomes. It works on provide training data, find patterns, optimize the algorithm, and create a model. The quality of a training data and algorithm are important factors in the model's performance. A well-trained model can help business identify patterns, find anomalies, and make predictions. So in this step, we train our model to improve their performance for better outcome the problem. We use datasets to train the model using various machine learning algorithms. Training a model is required so that it can understand various patterns, rules, and features. The next is the test model. The model testing in machine learning is the process of evaluating a trained model's performance on a separate set of data. The goal is to ensure the model performs consistently outside of its training environment. Model testing, referred to as a process where the performance of fully trained model is evaluated on the testing model. Train model is to create the model, whereas the test model is used to test the accuracy of the performance. Once a machine learning model has been trained on a given dataset, then we test the model. In this step, we check the accuracy of our model by providing a test dataset to it. Testing the model determines the percentage accuracy of the model as per the requirement of the project or problem. The final stage in the machine learning life cycle is the deployment stage. A deployment model in a machine learning describes how to put a machine learning model into production. It is a crucial step in machine learning life cycle. It is the process of integrating our model into an existing production environment where it can take in an input and return an output. The main goal of this deployment model is to make the prediction of our trained machine learning model available to others. If the test model is producing an accurate result as per our requirement with acceptable speed, then we deploy the model in the real system. But before deploying the project, we will check whether it is improving its performance using available data or not. The deployment phase is similar to making the final report for a project. The next is the Sustainable Development Goals, that is SDG. SDG are a set of 17 goals that aim to improve the world by ending poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring health, justice, and prosperity for all. These goals were created by the United Nations, and all United Nations member states agreed to work towards them by 2030. The aim of these global goals is peace and prosperity for people and the planet, while tackling climate change and working to preserve oceans and forests. There are seven set of sustainable development goals. There are no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, partnership for the goals. For the above sustainable development goals, our topic machine learning life cycle, the data collection and preparation is related to the sustainable development goal number one, that is no poverty. How it is related to this no poverty is that using satellite imagery and machine learning to identify areas of extreme poverty and allocate resources efficiently. The next comes our sustainable development goal number two, that is zero hunger. How this sustainable development goal zero hunger is related to the data collection preparation is that gathering agricultural and weather data to predict crop yields, prevent food shortages, and optimize farming practices. Next is SDG number six, that is clean water and sanitation. How it is related is that monitoring water quality and access using IoT, that is Internet of Things, sensors, and machine learning The next is the model design and development. So this topic is related to our SDG goal 3, that is good health and well-being. How this is related to our model design and development is developing machine learning algorithm to diagnose disease, predict outbreaks and personal treatments. SDG goal 13, that is climate action, designing models to predict weather patterns, track climate changes, and assess carbon emissions. SDG Goal 13 is sustainable cities and communities. Building machine learning systems for optimizing urban planning, reducing traffic congestion, and improving disaster management. So, these are all the things for the Sustainable Development Goal to improve our country to the next level. The next one is model training and optimization. So for this, SDG Goal 7 is affordable and clean energy. That is training machine learning models to optimize energy grids, predict renewable energy production, and improve energy efficiency. We use the dataset to train the model using various machine learning algorithms. Training a model is required so that it can understand the various patterns, rules, and features. The next SDG goal 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So this is related to this model training and optimization, like improving manufacturing processes and enhancing the industrial innovation with machine learning driven optimizations. The next is the model deployment and monitoring. So SDG Goal 12, that is responsible consumption and production, the deploying machine learning models to monitor and reduce waste in production chains. The next SDG goal is 14, life below water, using machine learning to monitor marine ecosystem, detect illegal fishing, and analyze pollution levels. Next SDG goal number 15, that is life on land, tracking deforestation, wildlife conservation, and biodiversity using artificial intelligence tools. So the above these three SDG goals, that is goal number 12, 14, and 15, that is responsible consumption and production, life below water, and life on land. So these three goals will come under our model deployment and monitoring. The next sustainable development goal is SDG goal number 10, that is reduced inequality, ensuring machine learning models are fair, inclusive, and free of bias to prevent discrimination against marginalized communities. The next SDG goal number 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions, building ethical AI systems to promote transparency, accountability, and inclusivity in the governance. So these two goals will come under the topic ethical artificial intelligence and fairness. So based up since it is a ethical artificial intelligence, so it covers this peace, justice, and reduced inequalities and strong institutions. The next SDG goal is SDG goal number 17, that is partnership for goals. How it is related is that promoting collaboration among governments, academia, and industries to develop scalable artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions for global challenges. So this goal will come under our topic collaboration and capacity building. So our India has witnessed sustainable progress in several keys under Sustainable Development Goals. In our session, we have discussed about the artificial intelligence, applications of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and their types, their applications, their problems, their issues, and types of the machine learning, that is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and semi-supervised learning. Thank you for your patience listening.